I'm really sorry for bothering you again, Anthony. I just really want to understand why you broke up with me all of a sudden. It seemed so out of the blue, but I just don't get it.
What's there to get? Sometimes people just lose interest. It's not that hard to understand.
Maybe it isn't for you. We met each other's parents. We were engaged. We were already so far into planning our wedding. I had picked out a dress. We had booked a chapel. Thankfully, I could undo all the reservations we had already made. But still, just throwing everything out all of a sudden after we got so far. I just don't get it at all.
It's not like an engagement means anything. It just means that you're planning on signing some piece of paper sometime in the future. It's not like it's a contract.
It's way more than just that. You just walked out on me without any warning. We were so happy. Everything was going so well up until the moment you decided to leave. What happened?
I don't know. I guess I just lost interest.
How did you lose interest so quickly? It's barely been 3 months since we got engaged. You were so happy about it then. What's changed in the 3 months since you got down on one knee and asked me to marry you?
A lot can happen in 3 months. I honestly can't remember why I wanted to marry you in the first place.
How can you forget so quickly? 3 months isn't even that long.
I don't remember what I ate for breakfast 3 months ago.
But breakfast isn't going to affect your entire life.
It can if you have arsenic in your eggs.
Please take this seriously.
I am. That's why I ended it. I wasn't really all that into the idea, so I ended it. If I wasn't taking this seriously, I would have just married you anyway. But I just wasn't interested in marrying you, so I thought it was best we just didn't move forward.
Why are you lying about this? You were into it more than I was even. You were looking forward to all the planning and the ceremony and the reception. All of it.
Yeah, okay. Whatever you say. Can you just leave me alone? I have work to get done. Unlike you, I actually have to work at a certain time, and I'm not off for another hour. Shouldn't you be at work anyway?
No, I'm on the night shift. A few of the other nurses are off this week, so I had to rearrange my schedule to cover them. I don't start until 7 p.m.
Doesn't change the fact that I'm busy. I don't have time to talk to you now.
Then when will you?
I don't know. I'm busy with work.
You're just using work as an excuse to blow me off. At least give me the dignity of breaking up with me properly.
How can I break up with you properly? Is that even a thing you can do?
Well, you could at least try to be nice about it.
Why should I? I really don't care what happens to you either way. I don't have any reason to be nice.
Why don't you care about me anymore? Where did this come from? Everything was just fine until the day before we broke up. And then you just decided you wanted out. No warning, no explanation, nothing.
I wasn't in love with you anymore, so I just decided to end it. It's as simple as that, really. Anyway, there's no point in dragging this on anymore. We should just have a clean break and move on with our lives.
I guess you're right. In that case, are you going to come get this stuff out of my house? It's taking up a lot of space, and I don't really want to look at it anymore.
Why don't you just pack up my stuff and send it to me?
Why can't you just come get it yourself?
I don't want to see you again if I don't have to. It's just easier if we mail each other our stuff. I don't want to see you any more than I have to.
Whatever. I'll do it if you really want. But you're gonna have to pay for the shipping costs.
Why do I have to pay for it? Isn't it easier for you to pay if you're the one shipping them?
It's going to cost me an arm and a leg to send all this. Why do I have to be the one to pay for it?
Just figure it out then. I just want my Blu-rays back. And my Funko Pops too.
I don't want your stupid toys. I'd rather just throw them out.
You better not. They're worth thousands. I have a bunch of limited editions.
Then maybe I'll just sell them.
Don't you dare.
Then come get them.
Fine. I'll send my friend over or something.
Whatever. If someone doesn't come and get them, I'll find a way to get rid of them myself.
I'll see what I can do. If I can't find someone, I'll pay for the shipping cost.
That's fine, I guess.
Well then, I guess this is it. It was a fun 2 years.
Maybe for you. My life is basically ruined.
You're being dramatic.
You didn't just get dumped right before your wedding. And I better not see you lurking around the hospital again.
Why would I even go back to your hospital?
I don't know. All I know is that before we got together, I saw you hanging around hitting on nurses. So I don't want to see you in my ward, trying to go after my coworkers.
What if I need a doctor?
Go to another hospital.
What if an ambulance sends me to yours?
Then I will find a way to make it so I don't have to see you.
But what if you're the only nurse on duty?
Would you stop it? With all these childish hypotheticals?
Fine. I don't want to talk to you anymore anyways.
The feeling's mutual.
I got my stuff. Are you really still going to make me pay for shipping on all this?
Of course I am. Your friend never showed, so I had no choice but to send them to you. And the only choice I had was overnight. It was like 10 boxes. It's hundreds of dollars. I didn't want to do this in the first place, so there's no way I'm going to pay for it.
Fine. I'll send you some money. I really don't think I should be paying for them, but at least I got them. They're not damaged, at least.
God, you're such a child. They're your toys. You should be responsible for them.
Yeah, whatever.
Are we done here?
Expect the money in your account in a few hours? Oh, though before we stop talking forever, I do have something I think I should tell you.
What could it possibly be?
I got married.
You did? When?
Today.
That fast?
Is it that much of a surprise?
I mean, a little. We just broke up like 2 weeks ago.
Well, I did. I just signed the license this afternoon.
Who did you get married to so quickly?
Oh, someone I met a while ago.
Wait, were you cheating on me the entire time?
I guess I was. I didn't really think of it as cheating. I like to think of it as seeing someone on the side, but I guess you could call it that.
I can't believe you. You're the worst. I don't think I can ever forgive you for this.
I don't need your forgiveness. As far as I'm concerned, we're no better than strangers at this point.
That much I agree with.
I'm going to be perfectly happy with my new wife. So I don't really care about what you think.
I really don't need to listen to this. Hearing about your new trophy wife is the last thing I need today.
Man, you sound so jealous right now. And to be honest, you have every reason to be. She's way prettier than you ever were. And she's way younger too. I can't believe I almost got married to you when I could have married Lily all along.
So, your new wife's name is Lily?
Yeah. Like the flower. She's a nurse like you. But she works at a different hospital.
Do you just go around to random hospitals to pick up nurses? I knew you lurked around here a bit before we got together. But I didn't realize you go to more than one.
If you put it like that, it makes me look bad. But I guess you're not wrong. Let's just say I like to keep my options open.
Man, you really are disgusting.
Someone's a sore loser. I'm sorry that Lily beat you so bad. Hope whatever you're doing now works out for you.
I don't need your pity. But I do want to know one thing. How long have you been dating this woman?
Like 6 months or something? Maybe less. Probably about half a year at this point. I don't really remember.
How do you not know how long you two have been dating?
I don't know. I guess I lost track of time. It's all kind of a blur.
I guess when you're juggling 2 women at once, it can be hard to keep it all straight.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, it wasn't like I asked her to be my girlfriend. So we don't exactly have a fixed anniversary or anything. I knew her for a while before we started getting serious at all. But I'm pretty sure it's been at least 6 months since we first got together at least.
Has it really been that long? So, you were cheating on me for 6 entire months? And then you dump me and marry her after not even dating her for a full year?
Well, we were kind of in a hurry.
Oh, I get it. A shotgun wedding?
Yeah, I guess that's what you'd call it.
Of course you managed to get her pregnant. Very much like you to do something irresponsible like that.
Hey, at least I'm marrying her. Most of my friends would have just dumped her the moment they found out.
I guess. It's kind of the bare minimum, but it's something. It's better than you just leaving her alone to raise the kid.
Yeah, I thought so. I need to take responsibility as a man. And she's real hot anyway, so it's not like I'm really losing.
Is that really all you care about? You're such an idiot.
Hey, at least I know what I want.
That's one way to put it. But I thought you didn't want to get married?
Well, not really. Not at first. And definitely not to you. But when a kid is involved, it changes things, you know. Makes it a lot harder to say no when it's your kid. I thought I should at least be responsible.
So you do have some human feelings in that tin chest of yours after all. I'm surprised to say the least.
What are you talking about? I have feelings like anyone else. I'm not just some robot.
Sure, whatever you want to tell yourself. You seemed pretty robotic when you broke up with me.
Well, it's hard to have emotions for someone you don't care about.
You really just don't know when to stop, do you? Anyway, I feel like I should ask. When's the baby due?
Like 6 months from now or something.
That soon, huh? Which means it's been at least 3 months since you were cheating on me properly. It definitely explains why you were so hands-off right before we got engaged. I had chalked it up to pre-proposal jitters, but obviously it was because you were getting it somewhere else.
Yeah, well, better I got someone I actually wanted to marry pregnant.
I guess so. So why now? Why not wait until after she's had the kid? At this point, it doesn't really matter that much.
We thought it would be better if we got married before she was too far along so we can get ready for the baby. Stability is important for a kid.
What's this about all of a sudden, you caring about stability?
Well, there's a lot that needs to be done. And if I'm gonna be a father, I need to make sure I'm ready to take that responsibility seriously.
You'll take responsibility for her, but not for me. We dated for 2 years and you hardly even care. And you cheated on me for the last quarter of it.
You should be grateful that I dated you at all, let alone for 2 years. I'm way out of your league. I would expect at least a little bit of gratitude for me dating down like that.
Wow, that's incredibly rude. You're not out of my league.
I definitely am. You're like a 5 at best. I normally date 7s at minimum.
I'm so sorry for not being beautiful enough for you.
No, don't be sorry. It's my fault for agreeing to date you at all. I'm not even really sure why we got engaged in the first place. You would have never actually fit that well into my life. All my friends thought you were way too ugly for me. Everyone I dated before you was way, way hotter. I defended you, but obviously they were right.
I can't believe you're saying this to me. Are you trying to piss me off? Do you always badmouth your exes like this to their faces? Do you enjoy insulting me?
I don't really enjoy it. I'd just rather tell the truth.
It feels much more like you're just trying to insult me. I bet she's not even that much prettier than I am.
You're not even comparable to her at all. She looks like a long-lost Kardashian sister. You look like their dumpy brother in a wig.
I can't believe I ever dated you, if this is what you think of me. Well, I hope you're happy with your beautiful Kardashian wife.
I will be, no thanks to you.
I bet she's about as smart as one of them, too.
Here we go again with you being mean and jealous. Whatever. It doesn't matter to me anymore. Say whatever you want. In 6 months, I'll finally have a real family. We'll have a beautiful baby, I'm sure. The 2 of us are too hot not to have good genes.
God, you really are the absolute worst. Why am I even talking to you? I'm in the middle of a double shift. I don't need this right now.
I'm sure it's because you're just jealous. You just want to talk to me because somewhere deep in the back of your mind you think you might be able to win me back.
Why would I want to win back someone who just insults me all the time?
I don't know. I can barely tell what you're thinking half the time. Though it must have been a real shock when I left you for Lily. Losing someone like me would drive anyone mad.
It was a shock. It's pretty shocking for your fiancé, who you dated for 2 years, to suddenly break up with you, especially once you find out he was cheating on you with another woman for 6 months without you knowing, and is now marrying him because she's having his baby. It's all definitely shocking, but I don't think I'm going mad because you left me. If anything, it's a huge relief.
Sure, whatever you say. Why didn't you go try to find yourself a boyfriend that's a little more appropriate for, well, how you look? Maybe you'll be happier if you just get over me and find someone else.
How's married life treating you?
Oh, it's good. Better than I could have even hoped.
Really?
Yeah, really. What's with you texting me out of the blue after a month? Are you just going to start railing on me again?
If I'm being honest, I really don't know.
Are you trying to get back with me?
Definitely not. I don't care if you choke.
Well, there must be a reason for you to be talking to me then. Are you still jealous?
No, of course not. I actually have something I need to ask you about.
What is it?
I heard a rumor from someone who used to work at the same hospital as your wife. I thought I should ask you about it just to be sure it was true. You said your wife was a nurse, right?
Yeah, she is. What's it to you?
And she works at Eastlake Hospital, right?
Yeah, why? How did you find that out?
I knew it. Right after I graduated from nursing school, I worked at Eastlake Hospital.
You did? I didn't know that. So then, did you know Lily at one point?
I did. My friend who still works at Eastlake told me about her getting married, and I was just wondering if it was the same Lily.
It probably is. I'm pretty sure there are no other nurses with that name where she works. What are you getting at?
Well, when I asked my friend about her, she seemed pretty surprised. It seemed to me like she was surprised that she would have gotten married at all. Based on the things she told me about what Lily has gotten into, I think I would be surprised to hear anyone would want to marry her either.
What did she say? Was it that she was surprised that there could be a nurse as hot as Lily?
Oh, I've heard plenty of rumors, but none of them quite like that.
Well, I'm not surprised that there are rumors floating around about her. Jealous people tend to make up all sorts of crazy things about hot people like us. That kind of thing is actually how she and I met. Apparently, she heard some crazy rumor from a friend of hers about me, but she thought I was really cool, so we started going out. And it's not the first time something like that's happened to me.
Well, I'm sorry to burst your bubble, but if the rumors I heard aren't just jealous, ugly people making things up about her, she sounds like a pretty awful person. She's definitely not who she says she is anyway.
What did they say she did?
Did you ever get a chance to dig into her past a bit before you married her?
Why would I do that?
Well, if you did, you'd have found out who she really is.
What is this about? What do you know about her? Tell me!
You're probably better off finding out on your own. Anyway, all I've heard are unsubstantiated rumors. Nothing all that surprising based on what I knew about her when I worked with her. But it wouldn't hurt to check them out yourself, just to be sure.
If it's that important, you should tell me.
No, I'm not going to go around spreading rumors I can't confirm just because you want me to. But I'm sure if you investigate a little bit, you can figure it out on your own. Good luck.
Hey, wait a minute. At least give me a hint. Are you working the night shift today?
No. Why?
Good. Then you have a minute to talk.
I guess so. What is it?
I've been trying to look into those rumors you told me about Lily, but I haven't been able to ask her because she's been working so late. Can't you just tell me what it was so I can at least confirm it?
How have you not had a chance to ask her? Don't you live together?
No, not yet.
What? You're married. How have you not moved in together at least? Didn't you think to look for a place before you got married?
We got married in such a rush, we never had a chance to find a place together. And both of our places aren't big enough for the both of us, let alone a kid. So we're still living apart. I've been trying to find a place for the both of us, but I'm struggling to find somewhere close enough to the hospital that we can afford.
Maybe you should have thought of that before you rushed to get married. This is generally the kind of thing you want to think about in advance.
I didn't really have a choice, did I? We had to get married before our parents got too suspicious.
They probably will still figure it out when she has a healthy baby 6 months into your marriage. And you still had time to do something at least. It's been a month since you've gotten married anyway.
Yeah, well, I've been busy. And it's not like I could go apartment hunting while we were still together.
Are you trying to pin the blame on me? This is definitely your fault.
You're joking, right? How is this my fault? You were the one standing in the way of my happiness.
Man, you really lack self-awareness, huh? There really is no helping you. You probably could have figured something out if you were planning on doing this.
But I wasn't planning on anything. It was a shotgun wedding.
And the only reason you had to hurry it along like that was so you could break up with me. You could have taken your time and worked things out, but you just jumped right into it without thinking. Not to mention that you were dating her for 6 whole months while still engaged to me.
That much is true. I guess I did have 6 months to figure it out. But I wasn't sure who I was gonna go with at the time. I didn't really intend to keep you hanging on for as long as I did. I just couldn't make up my mind. So I didn't want to do anything until I did.
Pretty selfish of you to keep us both in the dark while you made up your mind. It's all water under the bridge now. It's probably good you ended up with her anyway. I never wanted to have kids with you.
Stop lying. I know you wanted to be with me.
What gave you that impression?
Let's just call it my intuition. After all, I am a real catch. Now I'll just always be the one that got away.
That is definitely not the case. I'm happy to have let you go. I definitely made the right choice not to try to get back with someone as awful as you.
Me? Awful? That's pretty rude of you to call me awful.
That's rich coming from you.
But I can at least agree that you were right to let me go. I hope for your sake you can move on without me.
Okay, sure, whatever. How much longer is this gonna drag on for? I have things to do.
You're right. We should get down to brass tacks. And you should tell me what the deal is with Lily.
Are you sure you want me to tell you? I really think you'd rather not know.
I doubt that. She's having my baby. I think I'm entitled to know everything about her before the kid is born.
Well, all right. If you put it that way, I guess I should tell you if she won't. So, you know how she's a surgical nurse, right? Have you ever noticed how her patients always seem to be a lot younger than the other nurses?
I guess so. I'm not sure why that matters.
Well, there's a very good reason why all her patients look the way they do. They're all pretty young and attractive. And the ones that aren't young are a lot more attractive than others their age.
Isn't that a good thing? Means that she's only around young and attractive people.
There's more to it. Why don't you actually listen to the end instead of jumping to conclusions? The reason why that is because she's been hunting for a new boyfriend.
You're making that up. She'd never cheat on me like that. I'm sure she just gets a lot of attention because she's so pretty. Who wouldn't, dressed all in white like that? I'm sure they just think she's an angel. And anyway, if she really was trying to cheat on me, why hasn't it happened by now?
Might have to do with her being pregnant. Having a bun in the oven is a good way to scare off a lot of potential suitors.
Then why should I be worried?
Well, you shouldn't right now, but you should know that she used to be rather full-figured, especially compared to now, pregnancy aside.
Why should I care? So what if she used to be bigger? I'm sure she just dieted and exercised and all that to get skinny. Isn't that a good thing?
Have you really not put 2 and 2 together? The reason all her patients are so young and hot is because she works as a plastic surgery nurse. And my understanding is she's gotten quite a few discounts on surgeries herself.
What? She is? Why did she never tell me?
Probably because she's had so much work done. If you knew she worked for a plastic surgeon, it might have tipped you off. She's had lots done. Liposuction is the least of it. She's probably put more money into her face than you have into that precious sports car of yours.
Seriously?
Yup. Her nickname at the hospital was Picasso because of how much she rearranged her face. I always thought it was kind of a cruel name, but it had some truth to it. She was practically unrecognizable by the time she had gotten all that work done.
There's no way.
It's the truth, and it's not even everything. She also used to wear glasses, but I heard she got some really expensive procedure done to correct her vision, which would be fine if she could actually afford it.
What?
Did she not tell you this either?
Tell me about what?
Have you never been to her apartment?
I guess not. She always just comes over to my place.
Well, that's probably for the best. I've heard she lives in a pretty slummy place because it's all she can afford. All of her money goes to surgery, and she's up to her ears in debt paying for all of the surgery bills.
Really? How have I not heard about any of this?
You really don't know about any of this, huh?
It can't be as bad as you're making it sound. So what if she had a few nips and tucks? It can't be that crazy of a change. I'm sure she was just as hot before.
Not from what I remember. And she's not a great nurse either. She's so obsessed with herself that her patients suffer for it. And she's pretty awful to them too. She was always insulting them and pressuring them into going on diets or getting more surgery.
Why do I care about any of this if she's hot? None of this matters.
Stupid man. It will matter if you care that much about how your family looks.
Wait, you mean my baby?
You can't get surgery to fix genes. Not yet, anyway. Your kid will look like you at least, but it probably won't look much like her. At least not how she looks now. I'm sure it'll still be cute, just not what you were expecting.
I can't believe this.
Oh, and there's one other thing you should probably be aware of. I already told you that she's in quite a bit of debt, but it might be more than you think.
Really? Why?
Like, for instance, when you guys were looking for a new place to live, did she front anything for the down payment?
No, I ended up paying for all of it. She said that I should be the one to pay. Life. No, she didn't even try to. And I had to pay for everything for the wedding party, including her dress and the stuff she might normally pay for.
Sounds like she really is properly broke then.
I guess she must be if she didn't even want to pay for something like her dress. That, or she's really cheap.
I'm not sure what's worse, to be honest.
What do I do?
Well, you might want to find an accountant to see if you can sort out all her debts. Or maybe just a lawyer. Though at this point, it might be hard for you to get a divorce. And she'll probably demand alimony or something.
You really think so?
I'm pretty sure. In fact, you might want to act fast. Now that I think about it, when we went to that bridal convention, when we were planning on getting married, I remember seeing her there too. I had forgotten about it because I wasn't sure it was her. She, of course, had gotten more surgery since I saw her last. But I remember seeing her talking to a lawyer who was there advertising their prenup service. And if I know her, she's had something in mind from the beginning.
Do you think she's going to try to run off with my money?
Seems quite possible.
So she just married me so she can divorce me and take the money to pay off her debts?
And probably get more procedures with whatever's left.
I bet you're just making this up to get me to divorce her. I bet you don't even have proof that she was at that bridal convention.
Why would I lie about it? I'm not trying to get back together with you if that's what you're thinking.
I bet you were lying about all of this. You clearly are just jealous of her.
You can ask around. Or even just look at her Insta a little. She hasn't made a lot of effort to hide it. Or, well, she probably has. She's just bad at it. You could also just ask her directly about everything I've told you.
There's no way I can do that.
If you two are really going to stay married, it'll come to light eventually. You're better off just getting it out of the way now, especially if you're about to have a baby.
Why can't you do it for me? You know her, right? Why don't you ask her and tell me what she says?
I am not do that, Ghana. I hardly know the woman to begin with, and it's been years since I've spoken to her. Wouldn't it be weird if I suddenly start interrogating her about her embarrassing past? I can't ask her about this. It's just gonna make her mad, or she'll lie to me. So what you're saying is you'll regret it?
I guess.
I think you already have plenty to regret. You could have at least put some effort into learning about her before you rushed to marry her. Or maybe while you were dating.
I didn't think she would hide anything like this from me, especially not something this extreme. The debt is one thing, but all the plastic surgery.
I thought you didn't care about that.
I mean, if we weren't having a kid, I might not. But our kid is gonna be so ugly because of her. I thought I was marrying a natural beauty, not this hunk of reformed plastic.
Well, you're too deep in at this point. You should probably be happy you managed to find a beautiful woman at all.
I'm not gonna be happy when my child comes out looking like an ogre.
Well, hope it doesn't, for your sake and your kids. Anyway, good luck. Hope you can figure out a way to talk to her about this. I'm guessing it's not going to go very well.
Can't you help me at least a little?
I'm not getting involved any more than I already have.
I wonder how I can get out of this. What if I tear up our marriage license?
That's not gonna work. You know, they keep originals of those at the courthouse, right?
Am I going to have to try to divorce her?
There's not really any other way.
Why am I even asking you? You're so stupid. I doubt you know anything about any of this.
I'm going out of my way to help you, and you're just gonna insult me like this?
If I divorce her, will you marry me?
What? Are you out of your mind?
Come on. We were about to before I married Lily.
Even if I agreed to that, which I'm not going to. By the way, what are you gonna do about your kid?
I guess I'm just gonna let her have it, though I'll definitely have to pay for her to raise it. Maybe I can get custody and you can raise it for me.
I am not doing that.
Or maybe you can help me pay for it if we get married.
Why would I do that? It's not my kid.
Please. Help me. She's gonna drain me dry. If there's two of us paying for it, maybe we can survive.
I'm not doing any of that. Why would I marry a man who broke up with me weeks after we got engaged to run off with another woman? I'm not just going to marry you so I can be your piggy bank. Your actions got you into this mess, so it's your responsibility to deal with the consequences. It's all on you, buddy. After we spoke, Anthony had no choice but to confront Lily about everything I had said. She, as you might expect, denied all of it. Increasingly desperate, Anthony crawled back to me for help, trying everything he could think of to get me to agree. He badgered, begged, and blackmailed, but I decided not to give in. I blocked him, and I haven't heard from him since. However, I've been keeping up with the story through my friend and former coworker who works at the hospital with Lily. From what I've heard, it sounds like nothing's really gotten better. Anthony eventually took my advice and consulted a lawyer about a divorce. It sounds to me like it's going to be long and messy. He's already fighting her in court over custody of their unborn child. And from what I can tell, it's gotten really bad. No one is sure how exactly it's going to end, but I can say with certainty that it won't be good for either of them.